Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we live for some weird reason. Hi guys, we are live from the Brojo.
You can't be racist if you're white.
You can only be racist if you're white.
For another episode of the Roshan Bros News. I am Kien.
I'm John Dean. I'm Eli.
Max. Still living a miserable existence.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, Gil. So what have you guys been up to lately? Because we've okay. So we were on a 2-week hiatus because everyone looked like shit the last time I saw you guys. Guys looked beaten down by life.
That doesn't make me feel good considering I was gone the week before that.
We thought you died.
We thought you died.
Means I've been looking like shit for a while now.
You have, yeah. Because I said 2-week hiatus.
Oh wait, wow! Way to make him feel better.
Right, like
you telling me he looks like garbage.
You look like shit, Eli. You've always like you. The fact that you
really
like
plays into my demeanor.
Good, like someone brought that up. They're like, "How old is he?" And I'm like, "He's not, dude. She's like, dude, he looks like he's fucking 30."
Ah, that makes me sad. Was that after I had shaved or when I still had the beard?
No, it was when you shaved.
Fuck.
You looked like you were.
If it makes you feel any better, I have a coworker who is like 33 and balding, but still somehow looks 12.
So like a bald baby.
My oldest sister looks like she's eternally like 12 through 14.
So what have you guys been up to though? Like John, you've been dead like for some like. So what have you been doing?
It's harvest season. I haven't done anything but work.
A lot of cows and stuff.
No, corn.
Corn.
All right. Fall is not harvest season for cows necessarily. I don't know why.
All year is harvest season for cows.
What state did you grow up again?
Well, I was from the Philippines.
All right, that was till you were 3. You don't remember that shit. So
I moved to.
I
lived in Texas for like.
Okay.
Cows
so,
they have cows there.
That's why. That's why.
They're longhorns.
Yeah, that's why. Like you know.
Do they only kill cows in a certain time of year?
No. This is about the time we would like wrestle them into like the creeks and get them fed and
Get
stuff.
the fuck out of here.
Does
Wrestle
No
them.
one fucking says that.
Does anybody else look at like the longhorn symbol and think that it looks like an anatomic depiction of a uterus?
No, that's a ram, you fucking weirdo.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, a ram is like more of an anatomical picture of a.
No, because
uterus.
they've got curved horns. Uteruses don't curve.
Alright. You're both wrong.
You ever seen a fucking uterus before?
What kind of question is that? Who the fuck asks that to another person?
So, and apparently what happened in these 2 weeks is that Gil and Max now have a friendship. Over the past few months, as you could tell, Gil and Max sounded like they hated each other. Now because one's Canadian and one is Mexican, they're like, we can hate all of them in the middle.
We do hate all of you in the middle.
I brought people together because I made the derogatory term North Border and Southern Border. Came up with those off the top of my head. Completely just my intellectual property. Can't just
no. So Gil, what if like Gil came over to watch the Goku versus Jiren fight and the internet broke? And then Gil introduced me to Digimon Try Abridged while we were on our hiatus. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this show is actually amazing. So I think you should, I think anyone should try Digimon Try Abridged. What have you been? You guys went to the Issues concert, though.
Yeah, that was last Sunday.
Fuckers.
I almost got in a fight.
What?
Yes, he did.
What happened?
There was some guy fucking like pushing people around and pulling on people's hoodies. And
For shits and giggles, or?
No, he was drunk as fuck.
Okay.
At first I was just like ignoring it, but then he like started slamming his girlfriend up against like a support beam.
Cram. Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet cram.
We called the support beam Cram because it had a note on it that said Cram.
So like, was he beating his girlfriend?
I don't know. I
He
couldn't
was
really tell.
shoving
He
her
was
against
like
the wall just
behind
to get to
me.
other people.
Just to What?
And
yeah,
the
because she
people
was
in
like
front of him that he was going after were relatively young females.
because he was like she was like trying to hold him back, and then I was just like, no, stop, calm down.
From like 2 feet away at a concert, so no one heard it.
It was like in the middle of the concert, so I like turned around and like
said it in that voice so no one could hear you.
Pulled him around and tried to get him to stop, but he wouldn't. And then security showed up like literally, like, probably, like, 30 seconds before he was gonna punch me.
2
And then
hours
John fought
later.
security because he wasn't having that.
Apparently, a lot of
He
people
needed
are-
that EX.
He was gonna
somehow,
he was
so
gonna
was
end that.
beat
They were
the-
taking my kill, man.
So John got almost in the
I gotta
fight.
finish the fight.
How was the concert? Though,
I didn't even
besides
get
that?
to enjoy the entirety of Issue's set either, because like they had these fucking like strobe lights that were going on.
You were having a seizure.
Yeah, they were like fucking with my eyes so bad. So I like backed up a little bit, because like at first I was like in front of the stage, so I backed up towards like a little bit closer to the back of the crowd. And then there's like some drunk dude and some drunk girl trying to like fucking meander their way out of the place. So I ended up helping them outside to a cab.
Man, you're way nicer at a concert than I ever was.
Yeah, I would have
Yeah.
been just like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, as they meandered their way up to me, I would have told them to meander the fuck off.
I was pretty sure she was gonna die if she didn't get some help pretty quick, though. That's the only
Irrelevant
reason.
to my answer.
You could have been the reason she got like raped because that dude was like taking her home.
Wow. Why?
I'm just,
Is
that where you
We're
went?
just looking at it like you were like they were both drunk. I'm like, oh, this doesn't sound.
They
good.
were on a first name basis, so I guess they probably knew each other in some way. Anything that happens after that point isn't my fault.
Of how we're just making John feel shitty about it.
About how
Being
many
a good
people,
person.
Jesus. You know that guy that you almost got in a fight with his girlfriend?
He has cancer.
They were probably just fucking, and you interrupted it.
You know that guy you were about to punch you in the face? He probably has cancer. This is his last concert, John.
Good for him.
Fucking asshole.
The guy was a fucking
Probably
dick.
has liver cancer since he's drunk.
Yeah. He's not gonna use it anytime soon.
Fun fact: we were there for like 20 minutes, and then he was already drunk.
He was
Yeah,
probably drunk before.
That guy was drunk. That happened at the first band's set, like the openers.
Who played?
It was
Siler.
Siler, Volumes,
Too Close
Too Close to Touch, and then Issues. Which I will say, I really like Too Close to Touch, but after my experience, I probably won't go see them live again. Because during their entire set, I had all these fucking whales screaming around me.
Like fat chicks?
Yeah, all of them,
No,
just fucking...
literal whale.
I
Yeah,
know,
well,
like-
them too.
Freaking belugas.
But
Like, no,
Literally,
like,
like,
don't be an
fucking whale
asshole. I'm
dogs.
just like, whales, like, could be like just fat people in general, but like.
well,
fat-
they were like literally just like. Normally, I have no problem with people being fat, but if you're gonna be fat, shut the fuck up.
I love how it's specifically
Okay,
if you're fat.
so-
if you're skinny, you can talk. If you're
re-
fat, you better shut the hell
To
up.
reiterate to anybody, I'm not talking big people. I'm talking people that are egregiously, enormously overweight.
Like 3 Johns smashed together.
More than
5
that.
Johns.
I'm
smashed
talking
together.
the people that you can tell are not fucking healthy.
The type of person that if they like fell over on you, you'd be pretty well fucked.
Yeah, you'd die.
Like, you don't know if it's sex or if it's like your
Like-
suffocation.
Like, if they had just been at this show, it would have been fine.
No,
But they were literally standing next to me, high-pitched screaming the entire fucking time.
yeah.
Was there like,
Like,
a
I'm-
ton of like when
Like
you
I'm,
say a ton?
like I'm s- like 7 or 8.
7?
Like I'm
Holy
6.
shit.
Like they had to take like 8 cars to get here.
So one
like,
car-
I
I
need-
thought the number was 7 or 8. They had to take 8 cars.
One of them has to take 2. Like
I
I'm
roll the windows down.
like
a
I'm
little bit.
6 fucking feet from the stage, and I could barely hear the vocalist because they're screaming so fucking loudly, and they're constantly screaming, "Fuck me, marry me," like at the vocalist, and I'm just like, "Shut the fuck up, you cringe-inducing pieces of shit."
Both the fat chicks and the drunk guy stumbling around sounds like when I was at Hairball. I had both those things as well.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's just common.
It is.
Yeah.
It's disappointing. Is
it's
what it
pretty
is.
annoying.
Sure, all the fat wasn't just absorbing the sound waves, and that's why you
Yeah,
can't hear
it's
it.
muffling it.
It's just
They
all
were-
vibrating.
They
It's
were
just-
taking it in and then exhaling it as screams. No, it was just a really aggravating thing.
Like, okay.
Like, I really liked the show, but I don't know. I might might skip out on going to that venue ever again.
So this straight up is one of those, like, talking about fat chick, like, just chicks screaming, fuck me, and do this stuff. Like, that's some cringy ass shit, though. Like, if you were a dude and said that at a concert, they'd be like, man, that's fucking weird.
The one concert I would accept that would be at Steel Panther.
Fucking Steel Panther.
Yeah, that's like their whole point.
Yeah, that's like their entire... You don't know what Steel Panther is?
No.
Yeah, he's pretty sheltered.
No, what the fuck is Steel Panther? What?
Pretty sheltered.
They,
What's Steel, like, I've never...
They're like a 70s glam rock band.
Yeah, I don't fucking listen to glam rock.
No.
But they're not like...
But they make songs that, like, follow... Like, they have a song called Fat Girl.
Yeah.
How about that?
About fat chicks screaming at the...
I'm pretty sure they have a song about, like, eating pussy, too.
They have a lot of... There's a song called 17 Girls in a Row. They're just ridiculous
there we go.
songs.
They're just ridiculously
they're
hypersexual songs.
Well, no, they're supposed to be funny, though.
Yeah.
What have
They're
you-
kind of like Tenacious D. They're
Right.
supposed to be
They're
stupid.
satirical.
So what have you actually, like, Eli, we haven't talked for, like, a couple weeks. What have you been up to?
I've been working and playing games.
You
That's
said you
pretty much
traveled
my
the
life.
first time you couldn't make
Oh,
it.
yeah. The week before you went on hiatus,
He's
I
a
was
well-traveled
going to
man
Nebraska.
now. Oh,
Uh,
never mind.
The shithole center of America, Nebraska.
I would argue that Missouri is worse, but that's just me.
Missouri is like meth capital after Iowa.
I don't know if I've
Okay.
told this story on the podcast before, but I was once driving to
Once did meth in Missouri?
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, I can do that at home. I was once driving to a relative's house, and I passed by a gas station where I saw like 9 hillbilly motherfuckers climbing into the most piece of shit Oldsmobile Alero I've ever seen in my life, and I was like, "Yup, must have arrived in Nebraska."
My
think you
favorite
have.
is...
I think you have.
I think I might have said that on
That
this
might have been the
show
first
before.
thing.
My favorite
It
is...
makes me laugh.
You can see this all over the Midwest, but especially in Iowa and Nebraska when you see people pull up in like a truck and then like 5 people climb out of the box. 'Cause that's
Right,
where
yeah.
they rode, and it's just like, you hillbilly fucks. You redneck bastards.
Right. I was running the trailers, and the first one is Black Panther, and I think everyone has a bunch of jokes they want to say or like opinions on it.
I like it.
I think it looks cool.
I think it looks cool, but it's just, he was in Civil War. I don't think he'll do anything to top that. But I think it'll still be a solid movie.
I feel like I could use more Bucky
Okay, with the good hair.
with the good hair.
Fuck you with the good hair.
Bucky
with
with
the
the
good
I
good
hair.
think no. My problem with it is that like it's my problem with every other Marvel villain that they've had is it's the same. It's the Marvel hero fighting the equal equivalent that looks just like the Marvel villain. To me, like Iron Man has had it. Fucking
Spider-Man didn't have that, though.
Spider-Man had attack.
Had the
Hey, come
vulture,
sit.
you see.
Yeah. Did you see the Black Panther trailer? I know you're into that urban music.
There was a new one?
Yeah.
What?
Zach
Love
listens
how
to a
that's
lot
what
of
you
hip-hop.
lead with. He's not into Marvel, he's into the urban music. So he looks out trailers
With urban yeah.
What the fuck?
And it's like,
Movie
What kind of
trailers
line
of
of thinking
urban
is that?
music.
yeah, like I feel
Did
like
you guys see the new Blade Runner?
No.
Yeah.
I've heard some things,
It's
but I haven't
fucking
seen it.
dope. But when I went to see it, the speakers were up so loud that like the weird robo synth music was like rattling my brain around, and I only just thought of that now because you said urban music.
Urban music. No, like what did you think about it? Like
Blade Runner?
no, the Black Panther movie.
Oh. I can't think of it
Love
now
how
because I can think
you were
about
excited. You were like, Blade Runner? And then he's like, no. He's like, oh.
No, that's a whole.
Yeah, pretty much.
Black
Blade Runner.
Panther.
You got so excited there.
I mean, yeah, I really love Blade Runner. I don't know.
But Black
I
Panther,
don't
though.
think I have the same opinion on the Black Panther as Eli. I do think that they'll probably top the Civil War appearance, just because, yeah, it was pretty badass having him in Civil War, but I don't think he really did enough in that movie.
Fought Captain America and choked a guy out. That's all he needed to do.
Yeah, but I feel like he's gonna do so much more.
I
in
don't
his
think
own
he's gonna
movie.
choke a bitch out in this movie.
Oh, the
You
only
never
problem,
know.
all right, the only problem I have is what Max pointed out about if Michael B. Jordan is from Wakanda, because everyone else is like, hello, I am from Africa. And Michael B. Jordan's like, "Oh, y'all, bitch, I'm gonna fuck this world up. Y'all better be ready." I'm like,
I'm your king, bitch.
I'm your king,
Moved from
bitch.
Wakanda to America.
He went to Brooklyn when he was 3. That's the only way.
Picked up an accent.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, "Yo, my parents left Wakanda and we went to Brooklyn. I met Biggie during this time.
I don't know. I think
Killed Biggie.
I killed
Now I'm
Biggie.
back.
And now I'm back."
I think having
Tupac was next.
a movie that's only
Confirmed.
full of people that have accents or one accent makes the movie a little bit less believable.
Well, yeah, but then like you run into like, remember when we watch historical Greek movies? They all have British accents.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's historical though.
I mean, but the British
is
accent
Black
isn't
Panther.
yeah, but the British accents aren't historical for Greek people. I don't think Greek people would be talking like your normal Brits. I think it just sounds fancier.
I don't
I
know.
mean,
The
I'll have
truth is,
to
Black Panther's gonna be
I'll have to
historical movie.
wait to see the movie.
I think Black Panther looks
out.
dope. Like I said, the only problem with it is I hate that like every Marvel villain that most of them have faced has been a counterculture of their same. Like Hulk fought Abomination. Black Panther's enemy has a gold Black Panther suit. I'm like, all right, come on now. Like
Black
that was,
Panther gets to
Captain
fight
America
White
fought a
Wolf.
guy with a red skull.
But he had the super soldier serum as well.
That
as
is
Captain
true. You got
America.
me there. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the other thing that I actually really like about this movie is the only 2 white people there in this movie are Smeagol and Frodo, so they're Tolkien white guys. I stole Gil's pun.
I'm still trying to think of like a Marvel movie. Thor fought a big ass robot that shoots beams from its face.
I know, but Loki
That's
was
not his antithesis.
You know,
I mean,
what
it wasn't
I mean,
technically
Loki
a
was,
robot.
but yeah.
Yeah, like then we go into New Mutants and Eli. How do you like Pink Floyd again?
Don't like Pink Floyd, but the movie is just weird anyway.
I really don't understand your hatred for Pink Floyd.
Because it's not good music.
There's
bad.
a lot of music that's not good music.
I know. The reason I'm vocal about not liking Pink Floyd is because they're generally really liked. Like that's not why I don't like them.
Okay, I was like,
I don't
are you
like
that
them.
asshole.
No, I'm not. I'm
not
not that
counterculture.
contrarian.
He's not
Yeah.
that big of an asshole.
Yeah.
Kind of like how in like 2008 it was a huge meme to hate Nickelback, and now people suddenly like,
I like-
Nickelback
I-
again.
I've
No,
always
people
liked
still
Nickelback.
hate
Dude, I
Nickelback
fucking hate
really
Nickelback.
bad.
I really hate
I like
Nickelback.
Creed.
I work with someone who hates
wait,
Nickelback.
you like-
I like
Creed?
Creed.
I like
Really?
Yeah, I like Creed, but I hate
like,
Nickelback.
I like one of Creed's songs. I hate most of
I like
Nickelback.
old Creed.
Like, I like the Can You Take Me Higher?
I like Weathered. I also like Alter Bridge, which is when
I like
Creed,
Alter Bridge.
Creed became Alter Bridge.
Yeah, after
Yeah.
Creed's lead singer went crazy.
Everybody loves
Well, he
Yeah.
did drugs.
But, like, back to New Mutants. I don't know. I think it's, like, Gil, you had, like, a few weird thoughts about this movie.
I really want to listen
feel
to
like
Creed now.
I feel like somewhere along the line somebody's gonna question. They have powers, right? Why aren't they using them?
The idea
Oh,
is
shoot,
the
we
idea is
forgot we had
one of them
those.
is a psychic that can't control their powers, and her power amplifies people's fears. So the idea is that, like, yes, they have powers, but they can't fight their fears with their powers.
You
It seems
shoot
stupid.
something with enough bullets,
If I
it'll
had-
die.
Yeah.
Well, it's a mental.
had-
It's your mental. It's like illusion magic.
But if I had
Eventually you'll figure
concussive
out.
blasts coming out of my fucking
Are you
eyes,
listening to
I don't think
Creed
I'd be
right now?
afraid.
Are you listening?
No, I'm not listening to it right now. I am listening to it right now.
You fucking liar!
Okay.
No, like no, I
Can you take me higher?
no, but like I think that I think
Oh man.
I think in general, I think New Mutants is a good. I think it's a good change for the X-Men franchise. I think I think Logan was a great change. I think Deadpool's a good change. I think
It's gonna be a sore disappointment, and you know it.
I don't. You know, we said that about Deadpool, and
You said that about that.
a lot of people said that
I
about.
was actually under the impression that Deadpool was going to be terrible when it first came out.
Same.
I thought it'd be okay. I didn't
I
think
thought
it'd
it would
be.
be passable.
Like,
Yeah,
but my
that's-
thing about this is like.
Yeah, but passable for you is not passable for me.
That is
Yeah,
true, because
like-
I liked Wonder Woman. You had your.
I was not a fan.
I am not a fan of Wonder Woman either.
I mean,
I've heard mostly subpar things.
It is
I think
subpar.
it's an okay
It's
an
movie.
okay
but
movie.
It's like,
What I've heard about it is that it's like,
It's
this
boring.
is good for DC,
Yeah.
but pretty
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
subpar
good
to
for
bad.
DC.
Yeah,
my
but that's not
my
a good-
issue with the movie was that she spends this whole fucking movie like, I don't need men. I don't need to.
To be fair, she's an Amazon, but this isn't.
And then at the end,
I don't-
she learns
I
the
don't-
power of love.
I don't need men, and I don't need to fucking, I don't know, with my problems. And then she fucking makes out and has sex with this dude for no
It's
reason.
implied they had
And
sex.
then he dies also for
She
no
switched-
reason.
He switched her from lesbian to bi.
She was never clearly a lesbian. They said Amazonians use sex for fun.
I mean, so do non-Amazonians, to be fair.
Right, like I'm just finding
And dolphins.
Fucking New Mutants.
Yeah, I was just saying.
I just really like I don't know. I
Fun
think
fact, dolphins also have sex for fun. It's the largest
Only other animal.
population.
Anyway,
but I think it looks fun. I think it looks like an interesting change to a formula that we have not really had very many horror superhero movies. So like I like this change.
that's
Because it
because you're
doesn't
not
make
really.
sense.
Yeah, you're not a superhero if you're scared of something. It's like even like with the Avengers, where Iron Man was getting these visions, and it was like everyone's gonna die and shit like that. It was just like, no, I'll just make a fuckload of suits or Ultron, and we'll be fine.
And
And then never talks about it again.
I don't know. It makes
Because,
for like
it's like,
I
yeah,
think
he
it's
has a
gonna be
fucking
brought-
titanium suit. What's he gonna be afraid of?
I think that's
It-
going to be brought up again in Infinity War.
it makes
Probably.
for like a really interesting concept if you think about like someone who is so
Characters are going to die. I'm sorry.
powerful or whatever that they have to create something that's like excessively terrifying that it could scare them.
right, and I think that, like I
But-
said, it's supposed to be a psychological thriller. It's supposed to be what scares them deep down inside.
But
For them to face their
again,
fears.
it's
So-
going to be another thing that we won't really know until we see it.
So what you're saying is it's about trying to humanize these characters that we haven't gotten to know at all.
If you want to humanize characters, you start killing them. That'll humanize them up real good.
Yeah, all my favorite characters in Game of Thrones have died after they've become humanized. So
That's not true.
then we go into now. I want to talk about this. It came out 2 weeks ago, but I did want to talk about the new Star Wars trailer with everyone and how they felt about it. Specifically, the man sitting next to me, the John Dean.
Is that the one
I don't
where at the
know.
end they're reaching out for each
Yeah.
other or something? Or?
How do
When-
you feel? How do you feel about this trailer?
That ending did get my hopes up a little bit, but when we got the news that the last Star Wars movie in this trilogy was going to be taken over by Abrams again, I'm not really into it because I'm pretty much just afraid he's just going to do the same thing he did with Force Awakens, where he's just going to copy Jedi for the ending.
That's what. But my thing about it, it felt like the Last Jedi felt more like how Jedi was. That's how I feel.
I might have to
The
watch
way
it.
it looks
I
like
don't
it
know.
has the Jedi feel. And I'm sorry, everyone is giving me shit about this the entire time. I fucking hate Plorgs.
I also dislike them.
I'm not a
They
huge
seem to
fan.
be there just to try and create
Right.
some sort of meme or
Some
They
sort
look
of toy.
adorable,
Yeah.
but they're utterly useless.
Like,
They're
they're-
the ones that are going to be marketed.
Yeah,
They're a lot like the
merchandising,
yeah.
Ewoks, where it's just another toy for kids.
Right, and it's like
I think part of it is actually just in Rogue One they killed so many people and they're like, all right, people probably think Star Wars isn't family friendly.
Genocide!
Plorgs.
We killed everyone, so
Yeah.
let's throw in
Yeah.
a
It's
tiny
the
cute
Holocaust
creature.
of Star Wars.
let's
Okay,
combine
calm
it.
down there, Zach.
To be
Well,
fair,
I'm
the-
Darth
Order
Vader has to
66
declare
was
to
the
Hitler.
Holocaust of
To be
Star
fair,
Wars.
it was probably an executive decision made by Disney.
No, but the thing that annoys me about Plorgs is that like the director was sucking the Plorg's dick throughout the entire press conference. He's
There-
like, I know everything about Plorgs.
There is
just
a
impressive.
lot. There is a lot about this trailer that does give me a little bit of hope for the series, and that's that. Like, it seems like Luke's coming to a conclusion where the Jedi really, really does have to end.
Yeah,
and-
because there's no balance within the world if you're a Jedi. Like, it's,
Yeah, and then again with Kylo Ren reaching out to Rey, that worries me because they make it look like it's going to be this Rey's reaching to the dark side kind of thing, but I almost feel like it's going to be more of the opposite, and Ren's reaching for the light side, and I don't
Oh,
want
boy.
Would you
don't-
want to see Rey go bad though? Because I would be interested in
I would
Rey
be
going
more
bad.
That'd be
interested
interesting.
in seeing Rey go somewhat towards the dark side, but than I would be for Kylo Ren to even get
See,
full redemption in the
I
end
would
of the
have
series.
We saw a
preferred
little bit of that.
if Luke had gone to the dark side.
That was the rumor.
Yeah.
See, I feel like.
But obviously, since he's teaching her shit, he probably didn't.
He's just secretly teaching her ways of the dark side.
I also
I
would have
feel
preferred
like
if
they do
Jar
that
Jar
way
had
too
gone to the
often.
dark side.
See, there's
Star
He
Wars.
did. He agreed with the Senate. He went to the dark side.
It's not the dark side.
Yes, it was.
It's just
The Senate was
politics.
the
Everything's
fucking
dark.
evil.
yeah,
He
the
helped
Senate's
give
not
powers to
necessarily the
Palpatine.
dark
Yeah,
side.
he did give help.
Helped give
He
so
helped
did everyone else.
Palpatine.
Yeah, so everyone went to the dark side.
Yeah, so he went to the dark side technically.
I
I
don't
mean,
know,
they
I mean,
kind of
that's-
just chose not to die more or
Yeah, I was
less.
gonna say, that's like saying that because Trump is our president, everyone's on the dark side. Come on now.
I mean,
I mean,
kind of. Yeah.
We had to vote for two evils here, but we're not gonna get political.
No, you didn't.
He voted for
There
Gary
were
Johnson.
more than two options.
There was multiple
You
options.
could literally write down anybody's fucking name.
1,500
Okay,
people
I'm
wrote Hennessy down as
serious?
for president.
Yeah, you can write in whatever you
5,000.
want.
Yeah, like there's like 5,000 write-ins for
I
Darth
should've
Vader
just-
every year.
Yeah, there's
I
like
should've-
30,000
Could have
for
literally
Mickey Mouse
voted for the
every
dark
year.
side.
I should have just wrote in these nuts for that meme.
There was
The
literally
guy from
somebody
Iowa
that
who
ran as
started,
these nuts.
Yeah, in Wall.
Yeah.
He was from Wall. He lives like 30 miles away from here in Wallingford, Iowa.
God damn it!
He's
Missed
15.
opportunity.
Yeah, he
Fuck.
couldn't have actually won.
He-
He
yeah.
was only 15.
He was
but-
15.
Still be hilarious.
Yeah, I mean it's funny. He actually
Vote
like
for
did
Bernie.
a campaign like
I
toured
wanted to
around.
vote
Could
for
have
Iowa.
Bernie.
you could have
You
wrote
could
in
have
Bernie,
wrote-
but your vote wouldn't have counted because
Yeah.
he opted out.
Yeah. But no,
Vote
like
for Gary
back to this trailer though. I have there's parts of it that give me hopes, but then there's parts of it because The Force Awakens left such a bad taste in my mouth. I'm not as excited for this Star Wars movie. Like everyone else was like, "Oh, I'm so pumped." I'm like, "I'm not." Like
I'm kind of pumped.
I'm definitely gonna go see it.
Right,
but I
I'm
don't know.
definitely gonna go see it, but I'm not like, "Oh my god, we need more Star Wars." I'd be fine. I want this to end. Like, I want this to bomb, and then after the 9th one, we're done. No more
I
Star
want
Wars.
It won't
Star
happen.
Wars to have a definitive ending.
If you want more
I
Star
want-
Wars, go
I
by
want
Battlefront.
I want this storyline to have a definitive ending.
I want
don't
no more
care if
Skywalkers.
they continue
Oh,
going
really?
with.
Yeah, I don't care if they
Some
do
other storyline
Star
that they kick.
Tell me
different
later.
Star Wars storylines, but I want this specific
Yeah.
The
thing
Skywalker
to
saga
end.
to be done.
Yeah,
No more
I want-
Skywalkers.
It should
I
have
want-
ended at 6. At this point, it's not even the Skywalker.
I want
saga.
Luke
We're
to
getting
have a
ready.
legitimate fucking conclusion to his storyline.
What did
I
die?
want Kylo Ren
about to say that.
not to go through redemption, to stay evil up
I want
until
him
he's
to die
dead.
too.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I want them all
But-
dead. Rogue One
but-
ending on this bitch.
But Darth Vader was evil until the end.
yeah, and I don't want that
He's
with
still
Kylo
pretty
Ren.
evil. I mean, he killed people in that movie.
He killed kids.
No, I think he
You
means
don't
the
come
end
back
of
Killed
the
a lot
last
of.
game.
I know he
You
means
can't
the
be
ending,
redeemed from killing younglings.
Yeah, that's my thing that pisses me off that Darth Vader got to be a Force ghost. He murdered children.
A lot of
A
children.
lot
You know,
of
The
children.
Force gets loose.
I mean, to be fair, the Earth is overpopulated
With
anyways.
With Yoda's prophecy powers, I mean, he didn't prevent the children's death. He kind of murdered them too.
Yeah, he
Also-
could have been there.
Yeah, Yoda could
But
have just
Yoda-
been watching
like,
the whole
th-
time.
that was my problem with episode 3, where like Yoda started feeling everyone dying. He's like, oh,
that was your problem with episode 3. Okay. We're not gonna talk about all the other fucking shit in
That was my
episode
favorite.
I like episode 3. Fuck
It's probably
you.
my favorite
I
Star
feel
Wars
like-
movie.
Yeah.
John should have like this podcast where he just explains everything he hates about the prequels.
I wouldn't have enough episodes.
No, you're just gonna do it in one take.
No.
It'd be like a 900-hour
John never went to
podcast.
sleep.
There was
Never again.
the one thing that I did like about this though was Luke was like, there was a throwaway line that Yoda threw at Luke. He's like, you should be afraid of this, and Luke's like, I wasn't afraid of it then, now I am. He's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
He's gonna go into Yoda hiding.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I was really hoping for the scene where Rey was giving Luke a piggyback ride, just doing backflips and shit.
See,
You're heavy as fuck, Luke. Get
one
the fuck
thing
off.
I don't get why they keep doing is why they keep having their protagonist dabble in the dark side. I mean, I get it with her that it's supposed to represent that they're finally trying to fully balance the Force. But you've already done it with Anakin, you've done it with Luke, you've never actually had them go full dark side. You're gonna pussy out on us again, don't even imply that you're not.
They're gonna pussy out again. You know
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah, they are, of course, because it's Disney.
That's part of the reason I hope that this story ends, like this particular line of movies, is because then I hope they'll stop that and they'll have more Rogue One-like movies where it's like, yeah, these people can just die now.
Well,
They're not important.
to be fair with Rogue One, we knew they were going to die.
We did,
Like
but
the
I mean,
whole movie. It's like
like
I
they're
didn't. I had
prequel.
hope.
No,
They
you
did
didn't,
a Revan
Gil.
series, like
I crushed
that
your
never
hope.
ends good for Revan.
Yeah, that's true.
So that'd be neat.
I did actually crush Gil's hope when we watched Rogue One.
That they were gonna die.
I'm gonna suck a dick for that.
Oh,
Who was the robot that you liked? And I was,
That was
every
the
time,
best robot.
every time I was
Oh.
like, dude, he's gonna fucking
It was
die.
I something Revan.
ICP-9 or something like that.
ICP.
ITV.
Then we go into the Punisher, and I
Perfectly carved skull.
perfectly carved skull.
Shut
But
the fuck. Wasn't even in this trailer.
I
It
know.
wasn't actually.
yeah, the only trailer where he isn't beating the fucking ground with a hammer to make it
That's the
perfectly.
only one I care about. Perfectly carved
Because he
skull.
finally got it right. He doesn't need to do that.
Yeah, he's like, I've done this the past 2 trailers. I've got it down this time. Fuck all y'all. No, like, the one thing I want to bring up is, like, it was originally supposed to come out in October. But then the Las Vegas shooting happened, and everyone was like, guns.
I don't
not.
give a shit. Like,
No, that was my thing, because, like, everyone's forgotten about the Vegas shooting, and that's the thing that kind of bothers me about
I never even
I didn't
knew about it,
forget
hardly.
about it.
You know what I mean? Like, the internet forgot about the Vegas shooting, because, like, 2 weeks later, Harvey Weinstein is molesting people. And
To be
everyone...
fair, both of those things are serious. I mean, Harvey Weinstein's been molesting people
Right.
for fucking years.
Dude, I get you on that, but this
I
shit...
don't know anything about
But
that.
what I mean about this is that
Lost.
this shit is going to be. I'll give it a month from now. No one's gonna talk about it again.
Because something else. that's
Right,
big is
something
gonna happen.
massive is going to happen. No one talked about after the
Yeah, they
hurricane in
just,
Puerto
like,
It's
Rico.
like it when all the
You
kids
remember-
disappear. They just cover the posters
Right.
with other kid posters.
Right, exactly, and
Well,
that's
they're
what
like,
it is.
That time when Cosby molested all those people. No
Yeah,
one remembers that. He's
exactly.
still-
Well,
Just-
actually, I
Yeah.
remember
I
that.
mean, I think everyone remembers.
Every
'cause
time I hear
Right.
Bill
Molested
Cosby-
someone.
Guys, you're missing the big picture here. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Pepperidge
That
Farm
is
can suck
probably
a
true.
dick.
When Cosby, the only
Cosby's
thing I
dick.
remember of Cosby's rape is when he was acquitted. He did the Fat Albert voice,
Yeah.
like walking
Just
out.
Shut
I'm
up,
like,
all the people.
piece of shit.
Yeah.
But with this trailer, I think it looks interesting. I like how like you're gonna see the flashbacks of him in like I'm assuming it's gonna be Desert Storm. I don't know.
Probably because they'll modernize it.
Yeah.
It
But do you
definitely-
think it
it's
would
not-
be? Do you
Well,
think it'd
when
be
they did
Iraq
it-
instead?
When they did it for Daredevil, didn't they say he was in Iraq or Afghanistan or something like
Yeah.
that?
He was a Marine in the Middle East. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could just go Middle East and just
Yeah.
us to guess.
Like
Doesn't
the
really
story.
matter. I don't
Everybody has to go back to the Middle East.
I mean, but that's the major wars we've fought in the last
Yeah.
20 years.
Fought.
I'd rather
Fought.
go for the Middle East.
Fight it.
Did you just say the Middle East?
Kind of
Middle
depresses me to
Middle
think
East.
that like anybody who was born or is like there is no one who is under the legal age of adulthood who was born in America that like hasn't had their entire life
Affected by the
By
Middle Eastern
war.
wars.
Right. Well, you know, it happens. Like I don't
Yeah.
want to be like a nihilist douche about it. But
It's
like,
whatever.
yeah, it's like if we're not fighting, like okay,
So
if
you
we
s-
quit fighting in the Middle East, our next
Well,
route
no.
would be North Korea.
I mean, you
so-
say that, but there in other countries, there are kids stepping on landmines from wars that were like
Yeah.
60 years
I-
ago.
Yeah.
So I think we've got it pretty good.
I can say that too, but there are other countries where they mind their own fucking business.
Yeah, but there's
Not
also
really.
other
We
countries.
drag a lot of countries in with us.
Yeah,
I
we
was
do,
gonna say, there's
but
Like Canada.
there's
Kicking
also-
and screaming.
But there's
But
also
not everybody.
There's also a lot of countries like in Africa where they make children mine blood diamonds. So
There are a lot of places that are in worse wars than what we have had to experience with this one,
Blood diamonds
but a
are
lot of
shinies.
them are fighting wars for decent reasons. Why are we fighting with the
don't
Middle
really
East?
think-
Capitalism.
Money.
I don't believe that
Okay, like
they're
yeah,
fighting
I-
wars for decent
different
reasons.
Like there's a fine line between that. Like I get where you're coming from, but there are some like okay, let's talk about bringing up North Korea. Like, I don't think that's like a reasonable like thing. That guy
I want to watch
talking
Punisher
about
with you guys.
North Korea.
Yeah,
We could probably solve
like, and I'm from the Philippines, and like
There's
they're
a-
fighting a drug war that I feel like I get it, but at the same time they're also killing innocent people. I'm like,
I don't
I
think-
from down south of the Koreans.
I don't think I want to watch the Punisher with you guys. Let's get on to this topic.
Oh God.
I mean, I'm not excited for the
Remember when
Punisher.
he kills that guy with the gun? Remember when he carves that skull just right?
With his hammer.
I don't know, but back to the
Anyway,
whole
yeah.
getting delayed on because of the Vegas shooting. I mean, I can understand why you would think that, but there's one thing about tragedy and stuff like this that happens that it's important to remember that, like, a lot of people, and there's a lot of stuff we still don't know about this shooting, but a lot of people do terrorist acts for the simple thing of garnering attention to their group or their cause.
That's why when we talked about the Vegas shooting, I didn't bring up the dude's name because fuck that.
Yeah,
Like-
you don't want them to be a memorable part of everything.
Right.
So I can understand delaying this, but I'm glad that they went the route of not canceling it.
Right. I would have been very iffy on the cancellation.
I don't think they would have.
No, they put a lot of effort into this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Well,
probably had everything.
I can agree with that
It's
too.
Disney and Marvel, they have a PR team that can get them out of anything.
Yeah.
Even
So
if
you have
they-
Moana costumes that are racially, ethnically undiverse because your Maui suit is a brown skin suit with tattoos. How do you go, Disney? They just want to say you're welcome.
Yeah.
So now let's go into our movie news. Stephen Estenight says it's possible for the Jaegers from Pacific Rim to fight Godzilla and King Kong in future movies, Godzilla movies.
See, I feel the
feel like-
only way that would work effectively is if they became Transformers and Michael Bay directed
I feel
it.
like the Jaegers would just win.
Against King Kong, yeah, the Jaegers would fuck up King Kong.
Maybe not that 3-armed one.
Yeah, okay, maybe not the 3-arm one. But the one that has the plot armor, I think it'd be fine.
Are you talking about the
Yeah.
one who also has like the dual chainsaw hands?
Yeah,
Yeah, he has like
I
the
don't remember
mag.
that. That just seems
that's in
inconvenient.
the new one.
It's like
Okay,
walking
but
around
that
in the
is
city.
the same guy who has like the magnet chainsaw hands. Yeah. That trailer though, that trailer fucking bothered me too.
Just don't
It
like
looked-
Pacific Rim.
It
I
looked
like
like Neon Genesis Evangelion. Just a shittier version of Neon
Yes.
Genesis Evangelion.
It's
I mean, Neon fucking Genesis could be considered a shit version of
Godzilla
Neon
and
fucking
King Kong are
Genesis.
gonna get a Pacific
wrong.
Rim job.
not wrong about that.
They're gonna get a Pacific
The new
Rim
one's
job.
called Uprising. You can make better jokes than that. Come on.
I had
Oh,
to.
something's gonna be rising up, I tell you what.
I just think I don't know. I think that'd be a dumb thing to do because they are literally like the kaiju's in fucking Pacific Rim are different than Godzilla and King
Yeah,
Kong. As explained as kaiju's in Pacific Rim come
Did
from
you guys see the new King Kong?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Okay, if you haven't seen the new King Kong, then it's a little bit more difficult to make the link. I can't remember, what did they call those monsters again?
Skull crawlers.
I was talking about, like, the tribe called them something that was, like, closer to some weird name. But those monsters kind of seem more kaiju-esque than, like, King Kong and Godzilla. And so that was kind of like where I was thinking maybe the tie-in was that those skull-crawler monsters were kind of like the kaiju.
Okay, I can understand that. Then Mad Max Fury Road's Oscar-winning costume designer Jenny Bouvain is now working on Channing Tatum's X-Men Gambit spinoff.
So this is official now?
Yeah, it is official. They have a villain. They have David S. Goyer directing it.
Can't
and
say I exactly am thrilled about this.
Pretty gay.
do you
Just to
not
put it
like
blunt.
Gambit? Or
No,
I don't
Gambit's one of the worst X-Men.
I don't like Channing Tatum. I love Gambit.
I don't
Why,
mind
and why
Channing
don't you
Tatum,
like Channing Tatum?
but
What do you mean,
Gambit's
why don't I
pretty
like
stupid.
Channing Tatum?
I don't know. Like
He's a terrible actor.
I thought he was good in Logan Lucky. So
I haven't seen it. But
Oh,
the
he
only
was
thing...
good in Kingsman.
Every single movie
don't bring up Kingsman to me. I'll fucking kill you.
Every single movie that I see with him in it, all he is eye candy.
Right,
that's
he
it.
was in Kingsman.
But how?
Especially when he went into ice.
I know.
You can't see him.
That's John
That's
Cena.
John Cena.
Fucking idiot.
God damn it.
I'm too tired for this. Screw all you.
They don't even look alike.
X-Men Dark
All
Phoenix.
I'm thinking of is big, muscly people that no one really knows or cares
Yeah,
about.
they both
Why do
kind
you
of
think
got
about
that
big, muscly
stupid
people,
dipshit
Gil?
face.
Gil's
Is that what you think
Yeah,
about
but
when
John
you're
Cena
tired?
has meme status.
Yeah.
That's
Gil wants to
true.
get his attitude adjusted by
Yeah.
John Cena.
Speaking of which, did you hear that Kurt Angle?
He also has the advantage of being
I
invisible.
wish I had the network.
Shut the fuck up with the wrestling news. Get back to this.
Alright,
I
fine.
don't care about that.
X-Men Dark
We
Phoenix.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, get out of here with your fake news.
No, it's legitimate news.
X-Men
It's
Dark
just
Phoenix.
about something
Me,
that's-
damn it. Finn Balor's gonna fight AJ Styles. Fuck
It's
all
just
y'all.
about
Yeah.
something that's fake.
The Bullet Club leader's face, okay?
Shut the hell up.
X-Men
Go back.
Dark Phoenix director Simon Kinberg announces the filming has wrapped up in the upcoming movie ahead of its November 2018 release date, which then brings up Alexander Shipp, who plays Storm, explains that the X-Men Dark Phoenix will take a more comic-accurate approach to adapting the seminal Dark Phoenix saga, which is hypocritical because what they said is they didn't want to make it too spacey.
Yeah, which it's like in space.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know then. This is
I mean, I
fucking
guess if
weird.
they change the setting and then do everything else, it's whatever.
It literally almost sounds like they're just like, it's not going to be in space, but it's going to be in space, but it probably won't be in space.
But
You'll
it's
just have to
totally
go
in
and
space.
find out if it's in
Yeah.
space.
Yeah, no, it's
It
totally
really does seem like they're destroying.
With this in mind, this
Like
is
they're
what I mean why I think the
close.
New Mutants seems like a good change. Because I'm just like, the New Mutants like, yeah, this movie's a straight up fucking horror movie with superheroes.
It's still gonna be a disappointment.
X-Men Dark Phoenix is like, it might have inner space stuff, it might not. But we want to keep it comically accurate, so who knows?
That one's
It just-
bound to be a disappointment.
Seems like they're intentionally trying to throw people off.
Right. Production on Deadpool and the sequel to Ryan Reynolds' breakout film has wrapped up after months of filming, and Deadpool's swords are named B and Arthur.
Yeah.
That makes me really happy. Josh Brolin teases that his return as Cable in X-Force may not be too far away, and that the movie possibly will begin filming production in 2018. This makes me excited, actually. I think X-Force is another movie that needs to be made. I'm sick of because X-Force is the Black Ops of the X-Men team.
Don't they just kill people?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, like,
That's
Professor
what
X...
Pretty sure Deadpool was on X-Force.
Yeah,
is what
so
I-
was Wolverine. And Professor X
Yeah.
is like, guys, this is not a job for Cyclops. He only has concussor blasts. I need you to fuck shit up. Magneto's band of mutants are just... You need to kill these dudes. That guy's a straight up rapist. Just murder him, please.
See, but why don't they do that with all of their problems?
Because they're superheroes, Gil.
And they have morals.
You
That's
don't
why...
kill people
Yeah,
when you're a
that's-
superhero.
Yeah.
Okay,
Which is
That's-
why I like the
he
Punisher.
won't kill people, but he'll send other
He
people to
sees
kill
a
people?
guy doing a problem, and then he
Are you
shoots
talking
him in
about
the
like
fucking
Professor
head.
X won't kill people, so he hires his team of ex mercenaries to kill people?
Then why doesn't he just hire them to kill everybody that stands in their way?
They'd
Because
probably be
That's
fucking
fine.
dead.
Okay.
Because then the
They're
government
Logan
gets
out there.
involved.
Yeah,
and
if
they're
the government
killing
gets
people.
involved, like the X-Force is a Black Ops team of like mutants that are X-Men.
Whoa, African American ops.
so,
Dark
so,
Ops.
I
so
just
they're-
don't get how they could be Black Ops. It's like, oh, well, there's 3 claw wounds in this guy. I mean, there's like 2 or 3 people that could have done that. They're all on the X-Men. It's probably one of them.
No, it wasn't the X-Men. Let's just move on.
That's why like Wolverine makes a Z instead of an X while he's slashing them.
So they think it's Zorro?
It's like cut right through the bone. There's only like 2 metals that could have done that. So I mean,
It's either
It's either
adamantium or
Black
Panther
Panther.
or
We're
Wolverine.
gonna
he's
narrow
not
it
in this
down
universe.
here.
So get him the fuck out of here.
Yeah, they're like, huh? Did you see this? There's a bleeding. It must be Sabretooth. No, it's definitely Wolverine.
Black Panther cameo.
It's like, how did you know it was Wolverine? He left cigars everywhere.
Sabretooth is dead over here.
Yeah, he's right there.
The New Mutants director Josh Boone says that the new X-Men film series is meant to start a trilogy that will tackle a variety of horror genres.
I feel like it's not gonna work.
I feel like it might.
I feel like it might work,
Feels like
guys.
nothing will work.
I don't like horror movies, and so I don't really
You've
care.
seen the direction they've gone with the actual X-Men series. They can't. They've messed up X-Men.
But you've seen the direction they've
messed
gone.
up
Yeah, but then they went back in
Fantastic
time.
Four. And then they did
It's alright.
a passable job, which no one will actually agree with Ghost Rider.
Yeah, but that wasn't Fox.
Still, it wasn't that good.
Yeah, but that's not just
I'm
because
gonna
it.
throw that on.
Yeah,
them
just
anyway.
because it has fucking Nick Cage, you piece of shit.
I thought it was okay, but I was a kid, so.
Like Gil just
You were a shitty child. Being a child shouldn't excuse everything
Right, so
that
John,
you
when
liked
you were
when
a child,
kid.
you looked at like Ghost, or whatever movies of the time. You looked at The Matrix, whatever.
Dude, I love the fucking Matrix.
Exactly.
The
It's a
Matrix
shitty
is
movie.
good.
It's
The
not
second Matrix isn't that great. and
It's
the
good
third
when
is
you're in
really
the
not that
90s.
good. No, The Matrix is still a good movie. It's not.
Ryan,
No,
we
it's
need your
still a
opinion.
good movie.
The Matrix sucks. I don't care what anyone
Yeah,
says.
You
The only
guys
Matrix
suck.
one I hate is the third one.
Y'all motherfuckers in the
I can-
goddamn Matrix.
I can still watch the second one and enjoy it. I cannot watch the third one and enjoy it.
I cannot watch any of the
Couldn't
Matrixes
finish the
and
first
have
one,
fun.
yeah.
I have a fucking frown on my face when I watch the Matrixes. Like when Ryan made me rewatch them when we were drunk once, I did not have fun. They were so boring. Now let's go
Guess
into
we'll just have to
legendary.
rewatch them again.
No. Back to let's talk about some Pokemon movie news. Legendary Pictures live-action Pokemon movie Detective Pikachu is set to go before cameras in London beginning of January 2018. And the people they're talking about voicing Pikachu range from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Ryan Reynolds are among the actors considered.
Super buff Pikachu? What the fuck?
It's just the
He's
voice.
gonna be Luchador Pikachu.
Pikachu's been working out.
Yeah.
He ain't no
And
bitch.
what do you think about this, guys? Like, what is like? Who do you think should voice Detective Pikachu?
I
Talking
think
Pikachu.
Cumberbatch.
I think
Oh my god.
No.
making Pikachu talk just makes it a little weird.
Yeah, I also
So
think
I'm
it makes it
gonna
weird.
maybe go on the side of saying nobody.
Make him
Yeah.
Luchador Pikachu.
I
Did
tell
you
you
ever
what,
see the
I tell you
Detective
what, The
Pikachu
Rock-
game? Like he
Yeah.
talks.
The
like,
Rock can be Pikachu as long as Pikachu is the only word that he says. I'd accept
Pikachu.
it. Yeah.
Pikachu.
Pikachu.
Christopher Walken.
Pikachu. Nicholas Cage is
Get
Pikachu.
Morgan Freeman to do it.
Pika Pika.
Christopher
Pika,
Walken.
Pika.
Peek. A chew.
I would want to see Morgan Freeman do Pikachu. Pika Pika. A Pika Pika. Pikachu.
Morgan Freeman, please play Pikachu.
The fact that they're making this movie is weird to me.
I
It's
also-
just a weird ass movie to think, you know what needed a movie? This offshoot 3DS game about solving mysteries in Japan. I don't
You know,
As an
better than
electric
the one-
mouse.
Better than the one about puzzle solving.
I would have totally been down for like a Professor Layton animated movie. That thing would have looked fucking cool.
I would have watched it.
I
I'm
would
talking
have.
about Pokemon Rose, but whatever.
Comparatively to the shitty Phoenix Wright anime. Maybe not. No, never mind. Just kidding.
Phoenix Wright is a saint.
Jared Leto confirms he's involved in the Tron movie franchise reboot, revealing that there's been discussions about it continuing the series.
Well, we know
Gross.
what's gonna be ruined next. then.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You don't
Also,
like
that's
Jared
the
Leto?
Joker.
Not after Suicide Squad.
I
no.
like 30 Seconds to
didn't know
Mars.
I
I don't think everybody that is in a band should also be an actor.
Yeah, I didn't
Turns out
know
it
who
becomes
Jared
the best
Leto was
movies,
before
the
Suicide
best-
Squad, really.
Yeah, I think
For
But he
10
didn't, ruin,
minutes.
he didn't ruin Blade
I know.
Runner for you.
He did for me. I haven't even seen it.
Oh my god.
He
I
was only
guess.
in it for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
What, Suicide Squad or
No,
Blade Runner?
Blade Runner.
Oh yeah,
Both
well
of them.
yeah, that's
Oh, yeah,
probably
both.
why he didn't ruin it for
But
me.
he ruined Suicide
like a-
Squad because he was in it. He was only in
All
it
right,
for 10 minutes.
But
Yeah,
here's
I
the
know.
difference. Blade Runner's like a 3-hour long movie. Suicide Squad's like what, an hour and 10 minutes?
No, it's 2 hours and like.
What,
10
really?
minutes. It's 2
Whoa.
hours
Yeah, I
and
think
10
Slipknot
minutes.
dies
Damn.
like an hour in.
Yeah,
Oh,
Slipknot
Jesus.
dies an hour in.
Slipknot.
Maybe
went out like a
that's when you were
bitch.
like, Slipknot's dead, I'm out.
Well,
Maybe then it's an hour and 10.
I probably spent the majority of that movie on my phone anyways.
Like.
Did we go see it together, John? Gil?
No, I saw it after it came out. Like,
Yeah, because he just
I
saw it
just saw it like a couple
ago.
months ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because we just
Oh,
talked about
shit.
it on a recording.
Really missing out.
yeah, I know. Because I
No,
was
you
like,
weren't.
Think of all the shit you could have talked in that like half a year.
I think immediately when the movie
That's
came
been a
out
year,
on like
actually.
DVD or something like that, I watched
Wow.
all of the scenes with Margot Robbie in them, and then I just didn't care about the rest of the movie.
You just
Well, you got a good hour in then.
right. My problem with like Jared Leto in general is that like he just does dumb shit
He has a weird way of like method acting.
that is like not method to a
Like
point.
how
that
he
just-
did to the Suicide
That
Squad
yeah, like
cast.
he just continues the role outside of
He's
filming,
just he,
and
ju-
it
he
it
makes
just
it.
sounds cringy as fuck.
He just makes himself sound like an asshole. He's not. He's like. I'm assuming he wasn't masturbating in condoms and handing to people because of the Joker. I just think he wanted to do it and he
Has
needs
the
the valuable
Joker
excuse.
even done that?
No.
Why would the
What?
So during filming of Suicide Squad,
Yeah.
Jared Leto jerked off in condoms and sent them to his coworkers
Yep.
What the fuck?
It's like pranks.
as like a prank.
That's like the senior prank.
As
no,
like
no,
That's
it's
not
not.
the
I'm
senior-
sorry.
that's not like
I'm
a
sorry.
senior prank
I'm
because
sorry.
that could get you arrested for like sexual
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying no. I'm
assault
sorry.
or harassment or whatever
Yeah.
it is.
I'm surprised he didn't get hit with sexual harassment.
They were like, "Oh my god, this is so funny."
Wasn't there something else really weird that he did besides seeing the
Rats.
pigs,
Yeah.
Separate.
pig heads or something?
I don't know. It was just
Yeah.
weird.
Just
I
the
read
first
it.
copy, maybe?
I read it a weird.
Dude,
I
Jared
love
Leto,
it.
like I said, Jared Leto does some fucking gross, cringy shit when he's method acting.
That's
Alright, guys, you ready for this?
No.
The Han Solo movie is officially titled Solo, a Star Wars story.
Oh wow.
As director Han Solo,
they really
Ron
fucked
Howard.
that up.
Ron
Should have
Howard.
been a solo Star Wars
A
story.
Solo Star Wars story.
Han Solo movie.
Should have just killed it.
You
Let's-
disappoint me.
And it might actually
Han Solo.
make two Star Wars comic book characters canon. Tag and Bink, who are like these dumbass rebels who get caught all the time.
God damn it.
Oh god, this is gonna be.
They didn't need to be canon.
At
But I
first,
feel
I
like-
thought you said Cad Bane, and I was like, that'd be badass.
Cad Bane is
Right.
canon.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He was in fucking.
He's in Clone
I
Wars.
don't know.
Yeah.
See,
Either way, I thought I was.
That'd be cool to have
It'd
Cad
be
Bane
cool
back
if he was in a movie,
But
though,
Cad
yeah.
Bane died
Yeah.
in
Bring
Clone
him back.
Wars.
Force
He
Ghost.
can come back.
Yeah, they brought Darth Maul back with octopus.
I was
legs.
gonna say they've done all kinds
They
of
can bring
weird
anyone
shit.
back.
They brought Darth Maul back with like octopus legs, and then in fucking
They
Rebels,
never
Which
gave
he
him a
made
shirt.
himself.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
what
that's
happened
the
to
thing.
his shirt?
And then in Rebels, they give him regular people legs, and he's killed by Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That's what he gets for
Wow,
having
I
regular
mean-
legs.
He was killed by Obi-Wan Kenobi originally.
I
too.
know. And now he's like, I need you to kill me. And now he's like, thank you, I'm free from this. And he's like, the dark side is bad, the Jedis are bad. Everyone needs to go to the gray. And I'm like, this guy knows what he's talking about.
Preach.
No,
And then
like
he's dead.
Yeah.
Why is he always shirtless too?
Darth Maul?
Yeah.
So we can show off them
He was
sick
shirt-
tattoos,
He was
bro.
shirtless. He was shirtless after fucking Phantom Menace.
Yeah, like after his resurrection, he was
Yeah,
always
because like,
shirtless.
how the fuck are you supposed to get a full-on Robro shirt with those giant-ass octopus legs?
Have you ever put on a shirt? It only covers the top half.
Have you
of
ever had octopus legs?
Have you ever had
Your clothes get fucking
Well,
jammed
to
up
be
in the
fair,
joints all the time.
once you have octopus legs, I feel like you no longer care about vanity. You pretty much just don't wear clothes.
Yeah.
You don't
It's
give
like
a
I've got
shit
octopus
anymore.
legs. They can
Yeah.
already see what I'm offering here.
Right,
I don't really care.
that's the thing.
Yeah, to be fair, he didn't have a dick anymore, so
Yeah.
it's not
I
like
don't
he had
think
to
you
wear
ever had a
pants.
dick to begin with.
Are you assuming
Probably
his
had
gender?
a spiky dick. I don't know what you're talking about.
Mark Hamill reveals in the interview that the film process for Star Wars: The Last Jedi in Ireland reminded him of A New Hope.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's,
I just wanted to. I knew John was gonna be here, so I'm like, I gotta put this news story in. Why are you so groaning, John?
Why do you think I am?
Why?
Oh, filming The Last Jedi really made me think of filming in A New Hope for some reason.
Let me twiddle my beard like this.
Kind of like filming in fucking Force Awakens reminded me of filming in A New Hope. Maybe because they're the same fucking movie.
But they didn't have gorilla arms.
They didn't
With
have
a New Hope.
They had no Harambe ads.
That's true.
I wanted them to bring, like, sorry, did you talked about the six-legged ads on the we were talking about that on the podcast, or we weren't?
Something, I don't remember.
How you don't like it because
No, I like the six.
No, he's like how the past tech is way more advanced than the future tech.
Yeah.
No, it was off mic, so like Eli was like, John's like, yeah, in the past they had six-legged ads that worked way better and more versatile than the four-legged ads that they have in the future.
Also, the ships were better.
Yeah, they're the Jedi pod. The Jedi
I wouldn't say
fighter.
better.
They looked cooler.
I also don't get where they because in the Clone Wars it's like the Republic forces are using all of these, like basically an X-wing, but they're not an X. They have an extra line. Like you guys in the third movie they use those. Like the clones use those, and then it's like in the older movies it's like that's what all the rebel forces are using.
Yeah.
But the Emperor took over the Republic, therefore he would have had all those ships. Where did he throw them to where they could just reassemble these bitches and use them to defy him? And then the brand new ideas, it's like, let's make a ship with 2 doors for wings and a circle. That's where they're gonna pilot it.
The way you're saying it makes me think of a TIE Fighter.
That is the
That is
TIE
the TIE
Fighter.
Fighter, bud.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't
They replaced
listening.
the X-wing with the TIE Fighter, and it was just shittier. I don't get
I'm
it.
sorry.
Like,
I was on my phone, I wasn't listening.
piece of shit.
You fucking get Zach.
Alright, we should keep
Sorry.
going. We got a lot of shit here
One
yet.
more thing I want to add real quick.
Oh, fuck. I thought that was the
I
end
want
of the list.
them to add that Raiden Solo parody song.
The Han Solo
into
song?
the Han Solo movie.
The Han Solo.
God, is that the one in...
Just Dance Star Wars.
Yeah, god damn it.
Wait, what?
I actually didn't think the song itself was that bad.
Oh my god, you piece of shit. You are that person that I fucking hate as like a person.
Everybody thinks I'm just being mean, shitting on Eli's Star Wars opinion.
I don't.
Like, the
he
song
does.
is objectively just
I
terrible.
got shit on his opinion.
I don't know. You think John's savage when anyone talks back when John talks about Star Wars.
No, I just think
Well, to
it's
be
funny
fair,
to
we're-
hear him talk about the
Yeah,
prequels.
we're like the same age, so I mean...
Yeah, so they really like the prequels.
I like episode 3.
Okay.
I don't
Three is my
like
favorite
2
by far.
until the end where all the Jedis gather
Yeah,
around.
see?
And for Phantom Menace, it's just the Darth Maul fight. Everything
you
else,
guess it.
I skip.
John
I
just
kind of like
thinks-
the politics in Phantom Menace.
John
Other
is
than
like
that,
That's
basic-
the only redeemable thing about Phantom Menace is that it's somewhat still a Star Wars film.
like, if you take Anakin out of the first 2 films, they're solid movies.
Yeah,
If you
because
take
they're not
the
erased
love
the
scenes
scene.
out of the second
Yeah.
movie.
I mean, if you take him out, then
If you
there
take
are no
both
love
of
them
scenes,
out,
or
it's
way
she's just
better.
weirdly talking to herself, so...
Making out with herself.
Yeah, I could go for some Natalie Portman making out
I
with
was gonna
herself,
say, like,
right?
that I'd be okay
Have you
with.
seen Black Swan? Kevin Feige says
Unfortunately.
the MC universe has a bright future, but hints that you might see the
Oh,
end of
shit.
the patent Marvel phases that you've seen.
I feel like in Infinity Wars, they're probably going to kill someone.
They're gonna
Well,
kill
my
all
thing
the
is, I
Phase
think
One
that like
characters.
my
I don't think they'll kill them all. I think Thor will stay.
my hope is that like these phases they'll be more like one-shot movies instead of making a coherent story at the very end, like Infinity Wars and Avengers. These movies are just movies of their own making. Like how Spider-Man really didn't hint that he was gonna be anything more. Like they didn't hint Infinity
I
Wars.
think they'll still...
Like
Like,
they'll throw
bring them
hints and
together.
pieces, but I don't think they're gonna be like. But I think those are end credits, like Nick Fury coming like, "Yo, dog, we need the Avengers again." They're like, "Okay, sounds good. I just got done fighting this villain."
Standalones.
Yeah, which I'm totally for. Kevin
Yeah.
Feige.
I get what you're saying. Sorry.
No, that's very understandable. But like, what do you guys think? Like, do you think ending the phases would be a good idea? Because I think it would be. I think it gives them more free reign to do what they want to do with the movie.
Yeah, it might.
But then again, that could hinder them because then they could do like batshit crazy things.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's what DC has, you see, and they do terrible things with their movies.
And
I
they're
think
in
letting-
a storyline too.
I think one way that they could fix the formula with the movies is letting a more diverse type of people direct these things.
So more black guys, got it.
No, I'm not meaning like
Besides the
ethnical
Russo
diversity.
brothers,
I'm talking about like career diversity.
Yeah, I know. It's just
We're
like,
gonna bring in this guy from Starbucks. He's got some solid ideas.
I mean, you never know. Maybe.
His fan fiction was really great. We gotta make it a
no,
movie.
guy, no, well,
I mean, a lot of these guys that have really great ideas are just
no,
doing
the guy
shit
who
like
directed Doctor Strange.
making fan movies and working
Well,
at Starbucks
thing
until
about-
they get big.
The
Yeah, I
thing
know
about the
those.
guy who directed Doctor Strange, he directed Sinister beforehand, which was a horror movie. And the guy who's directing Thor only
You
directed
can
comedy
argue that
movies.
Doctor Strange was a psychedelic horror
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah,
The
that's
guy-
true. That
Well,
fucking,
the guy who directed Thor directed like
I
In the
watched
Shadows,
that shit
which is
baked and it fucked me
yeah,
up.
it did. Yeah, but like no, that's the thing. Like the guy who directed Thor, his last big movie was an Australian Australian mockumentary about being a vampire. That was really funny. So like they are being diverse with their career choice.
Yeah, it's
For
not like
some of
not like
these
Star
directors.
Where it's like we're gonna bring in the same guy.
Right. Where
All
even
movies.
Yeah,
the director of
exactly.
Black Panther, like he's never done a superhero
He was
movie.
from Wakanda.
Yes, the fictional Wakanda. No, he directed Creed, the Rocky movie.
Oh,
Yeah. So I mean,
That's
like they
really
do hire.
I'm really
dir-
mad that that movie didn't have any Creed songs in the soundtrack.
I'm not getting back
That is-
into this.
that is what I always
Oh,
think
God.
of.
Can you take me higher?
Netflix will spend as much as $8 billion in content in 2018 as it expands its focus on big budget films and original programming.
Isn't that about how much the people were saying they were in debt?
Yes.
And then it turns out they get Neo
'Cause, I mean, they-
season 2.
Like they
Yeah.
do, they make like
They're also-
some good stuff in terms of movies, but then you get like your
Yeah, a lot of
your
really
Death
shit.
Notes.
Netflix. Doesn't
I hate Death
deserve-
Note. Let's not talk about it.
Netflix doesn't deserve the big Toblerone.
The only thing that Death Note did really well was get me into the mood to rewatch the anime.
Yeah. A new production listing confirms
Bojack
Patty
Horseman.
Jenkins' highly anticipated Wonder Woman sequel will start filming in June 2018. So I'm pretty excited. That gives me hope that like Wonder Woman won't be as boring.
Maybe they're putting some thought into their writing for
Yes.
once, taking some
Jason
time,
Momoa.
You think
rather
so?
than trying to keep up with Marvel.
Ha!
That's a good thought.
You're fucked.
Jason
Let's
Momoa
try.
says that Aquaman will still be developing once he reaches his own solo movie, and he won't even be the king of Atlantis.
So he's not even
I
gonna
don't
hit
care.
puberty by
I
Justice
just
League
don't
time.
care.
That's fine, but okay. The Justice League trailer, the only redeeming factor in every one of those trailers is Aquaman.
If he's still gonna be developing, though, shouldn't we call him Aquaboy?
Fish puberty. It doesn't work that way.
But we can't assume his gender.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Right. It's Aqua id. But
Aqua
no,
person.
Aqua
He
thing.
might identify as a fish. I mean,
Aquafish.
yeah.
Fishman. No, but like I really find this like he was the only interesting part of all the Justice League trailers. I don't like the Flash because I think the Flash has always been dumb. I like Aquaman as this drunk bro dude that throws a Triton like, "What's up, guys? Let me car surf from Batman's car." Woo!
I oddly like the Flash until he starts fucking with time, and then I think he's stupid.
Yeah.
That's
And
just
and if
paradox.
you pretty much just like gloss over the Speed Force as a whole, and you just never really acknowledge it, where he's just a fast guy.
So
I'm
you
like,
think
yeah, it's
the
kinda-
Speed Force is convoluted? I'm assuming.
Well, it is.
It
It's
is,
like-
and it's
it's-
kind of stupid.
It's a dumb idea.
The
They were
Speed
like,
Force
we're
is
gonna
God.
give him the past. Yeah, it's just.
We're gonna give him the power of time travel,
Yeah.
but he can only unlock it by running really fucking fast.
Like he already does.
It's just really dumb. It doesn't make any
Well, I
sense.
mean, my thing is
This
it's always
well,
like.
apparently the first Flash movie is him fucking up the time stream. So.
Yeah, probably not gonna go see that.
So let's go into more things.
Good question.
What?
Since the Flashpoint Paradox is supposed to be a darker version of the DC, or the original DC universe, and
It's when they turn all the lights off.
that is the DC extended universe. They didn't have the budget for the lights, apparently.
so how would they go even darker? Because I mean, they already have Batman killing people with guns. Are they just gonna have him?
They're gonna have
Kill.
Batman kill younglings.
Well, you see,
Oh.
in
They're gonna have Batman
Injustice,
kill Shield.
Superman kills a 10-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that
he-
can get darker.
That's
He
not-
lobotomizes
so-
Shabam. Shazam. Shabam.
Shabam Shazam. Like I remember Eli explaining
The
this. You're
cheap
like
knockoff.
Shabam,
Yeah.
the Mexican knockoff of Shazam. Shabam. Hello, Gil. And so, like, I remember Eli, like, telling me that story. He's like, oh.
It's like when I go home for Thanksgiving and ask if it's a turkey. No, it's a shaham.
God damn it. You went to such lengths for that.
Robert Englund shares that he is satisfied with Freddy Krueger's final appearance of Freddy versus Jason and wouldn't play the iconic slasher film
God damn
again.
it. Like you said that, now I can always think it's like, yeah, and we've also got yams.
What about
It's like, goddamn.
And also shalams.
And if you go to Cleveland, you get shaclams.
Yeah, okay. I was trying to work clams in there, but I couldn't figure it out.
So, like, this makes me
That
really,
works.
like, dumbfounded that people are like, Robert Englund, you should play Freddy again. I'm like, the dude is fucking 90.
Yeah,
That's a
he
guy
already
who
looks the part.
He doesn't need the prosthetics, but it's like,
Yeah,
oh
he just
boy,
needs
you-
he just needs the finger knives. And it's fine.
I'm pretty sure if he doesn't cut his fingers long enough, he'll have them finger knives. No, but everyone's like, I was reading some of these comments, they're like, this is a sad day in Hollywood. I'm like, the dude hasn't been Freddy Krueger for 20 fucking years. Like, y'all motherfuckers are just...
Yeah, he wasn't even the Freddy Krueger in the last movie, wasn't
No,
he?
it was Jackie Earl Haley who looked like
Yeah.
Kentucky Fried Chicken oil was thrown on a lion to make this character. Like,
I'm gonna fuck up your dreams with 23 vices and flame.
did you see that on Twitter? Kentucky Fried Chicken only follows 11 people.
Yeah.
Spice Girls and like the rest are like equivalent to the number of herbs they said they had.
That's fucking stupid.
Fuck KFC.
That's awesome, but that's stupid.
KFC's a bunch of fucking geniuses.
Wow, look at fucking Arby's and all the weeaboos that run their fucking fucking PR campaigning and
Oh,
shit.
man.
I am so sick of this fucking
see that
campaign.
Did you see that Facebook meme of like, oh, the Wendy's girl is so smart.
Yes.
Yeah, because of some fucking, like the amount of people that sexualized the Wendy's girl
Wait,
after
what?
that. You never saw like they
I don't have
sexualized.
Facebook.
They
so-
made like sexy Wendy's girl after Wendy's Twitter page was run by like just this asshole that was being a douche against every other fast food restaurant. Everyone, yeah, no,
Oh my god.
Let's focus
look
on
at
this.
Yeah,
We'll
go back
look it
to
up
the
afterwards.
yeah.
I probably will not look it up. No, I don't.
We'll just let it go on Kien.
Director Tim Burton and star Nicolas Cage's abandoned Superman Lives film is rumored to be turning into a DC animated film.
I could go for a Nicolas Cage super.
I have an image of the Superman Lives photo of Nicolas Cage as Superman, and this
Oh my
would be
God.
His one weakness is beast.
He looked
Yes.
like the Mona Lisa from where I was
Yes.
coming around.
Yes,
He did. I
all
was just
of
like,
it.
is that
Why
the
did he
Mona
have
Lisa?
to grow Con Air levels of hair
I
again?
think it was after Con Air when they were
Oh.
trying the suit.
Yes.
So Gil is like happy as a
That's
schoolgirl right
because
now.
Gil has a hard on for
I-
Nicolas Cage.
Gil,
too.
why do you like Nicolas Cage so much?
Because of the
He's
bees.
funny ironically.
Yeah, I agree.
I think
Rumors suggest that the R-rated Venom will see Tom Hardy take part in the classic storyline and battle multiple symbiote enemies in the Lethal Protector line.
Is this movie ever gonna come out?
Lethal
Yeah.
Protect.
He lives in San Francisco, and he has to fight his symbiote children.
He's
Oh
gonna
God.
protect you.
He's gonna
Leo.
fight Carnage.
Is there like, okay, so you say symbiote children, but
Yeah.
yeah. So,
He has like, there's like
Five
five
of them.
so,
symbiote
yeah,
children.
Carnage.
so like Carnage is
No,
his,
no, 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 no,
Carnage
no.
isn't
kid.
one of them.
Carnage
There
isn't-
are
Carnage
there are
is his
5
kid.
of them.
But then, so you're talking about like his grandchildren?
No, no, no.
Basically?
Carnage has a no. Venom has 6 kids.
Carnage is not one of the ones in this.
Carnage is his first
Oh, they're going
child.
with
Yeah.
one of the other. They're going
Then
with
there's
the other ones.
Screech,
the five of them.
Pestilence,
Oh.
and like there's yeah.
There's a lot of them. I
Toxic.
remember watching this. comic.
Toxin is his
Toxin.
grandson. Toxin is
Toxin.
his grandson.
Yeah, toxins.
Yeah, that was one
That's
from
who I was thinking of.
That was born of Carnage.
Hazard?
Yeah.
I don't know, they're
I-
all really named after.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're kind of weirdly
They
named.
just sound
Yeah.
like bad.
I know there's anti-venom somewhere in there.
Yeah,
I think that
that's-
has something to do with
Brock.
his children. But
yeah. That's but like I don't know. I just they hired a bunch of comedy actors to be in this Venom movie.
Oh god.
So like I'm just not for it.
Okay. Now,
Someone's
I
gonna
don't
die.
know anything about his children really in the comics, but if they're anything like Carnage, I mean, they're kind of like
Well,
funny
yeah,
in a
it-
really fucked up way.
It could work really well.
So,
Depending on how they do it.
just kind of like how Venom's, he's funny in a fucked up way.
Right. So My thing about next up, legendary director, and I've talked about this from any other director. Like when people say like they like their movies that were remade or authors say it. John Carpenter says that he supports all remakes of his film as long as the people behind the remakes pay him. Yeah, of fucking course.
Way to say it in a blunt way too.
Well, that's perfect because like, do you not remember like when The Dark Tower came out, and this goes into my next story. Jay tells me, well, I read like Stephen King said it was a good movie. I'm like, yeah, because they gave him money.
Yeah.
Like, Stephen King has no integrity, no offense.
Say,
like,
if Stephen King is like, oh, this is a good movie, people be like, oh yeah, he said it was a good movie, then they will pay to see it or buy it.
yeah.
Stephen King said it was a good movie. He also wrote a children's orgy into
Yeah,
this.
that's true.
Into it.
Yeah.
It's probably his one complaint, they just omitted that part.
Yeah,
They should
exactly.
have shown that. That was a masterpiece.
Really
I liked
horrible.
it until the kids didn't diddle with each other.
Alright, catch that soundbite.
Alright,
Take
so-
off the last part.
I did actually see it now, and I don't
Was
like
it good? Did you like
just
it?
said
No.
he didn't like it.
I don't like
It
it.
was not fun?
You just
Okay,
saw, you
so-
just saw it now. Where was it?
They
Where was
spend they spend like a good well over half of this movie like trying to form it into your head that the girl isn't the sex object of the group for the boys like she kind of was in the books. And then in the scene when she's getting undressed, they like make a weird focus shot right on her tits. And she's like fucking 11 or 12, and they're just like stay there for like, I don't know, fucking way too fucking long, and all the boys are just fucking staring at her like, ugh.
He's got a point.
I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
See, they couldn't show a child
This
orgy,
whole-
so they had to do that.
This whole time, I
They're
wanted to
trying
just be
not
like,
to-
What was it?
They're literally like trying to not over-sexualize the female character, and then immediately over-sexualize
So that's your
her.
only problem with the movie? Is
That's a huge fucking problem.
that- okay.
She's a child, and they use her like a sex object.
Now, Game of Thrones would say...
I'm trying to keep a
God.
straight face. But was there anything else, or just
That ruined the entire fucking movie, in my opinion. Like, I'm literally sitting here
like
like...
Jeepers Creepers 3 kind of ruined that kind of movie for your opinion?
Jeepers Creepers 3 is gonna be fucking shit whether or not the director's a child molester or not.
Did you hear that they omitted a child molestation scene within Jeepers Creepers 3?
I did not hear that, but it doesn't really surprise me.
It was in the script and they omitted it.
Do you ever
Gee,
suppose there's
I
some
wonder
like
why.
They-
some like pseudo like chicken type game where they're like, how much can you put in a movie without just getting shithoused by critics? And then Stephen King was like, I'll write a porno scene or a child orgy right into my fucking book. Watch me.
And then he
Stephen
did.
King's just like, hold my beer.
Yeah. Like
But they did
Goddamn.
have pre-release footage for like Jeepers Creepers 3 go out, and I watched it on IGN's channel, and it's fucking terrible. It like he's got a spear, and it literally looks like it's made out of foam. Like you cannot mistake it for metal at all. Like the only way it could have looked more fake is if they had live action the entire movie except for that spear.
Oh my god.
And they had just like straight up gone
more
with like
fake, just make it
He
like
lost his actual
colored
spear.
drawn
super
animation.
huge, like in fucking Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Super Japanesey.
He lost his actual
Idris
spear.
Elba has hopes for a Dark Tower sequel. He's like, guys, it didn't do well, but I believe in the series.
Oh my
Stephen
god.
King.
You know what else?
They
That's
just-
who I was
It's
thinking
not
of
getting
earlier, by the way.
continuation.
I didn't say it because I couldn't think of his name, but I was sad that he wasn't in Black Panther.
Idris Elba.
Yeah.
And then this is the new picture of Malik, whatever, as Freddie Mercury in Bryan Singer's Bohemian Rhapsody, the Queen biopic.
He's getting skinny.
That AIDS skinny is really kicking in for that guy.
Maybe he actually does have AIDS now. That's how committed he is to this role.
He has AIDS.
Got
He
AIDS.
went and got himself AIDS.
Okay,
Give me
back
your
to
AIDS.
TV news. Danny Rand is going to be in the Luke Cage Netflix series for season
Of course he
2.
is.
Yeah,
Did
so
bad, they're gonna put him in with someone else.
yeah,
And they might start up. What's the thing you like?
Heroes for Hire
There you go.
and Power Man and Iron
What's the
Fist.
thing you
Yes,
like?
it's Power Man and Iron.
Fireman and Iron.
Which I know they've sort of alluded to with the one nurse.
Right.
calls him Power Man.
Tiara
Right.
guy and the white dude.
Yeah. So this is the new cast for Beast Boy. Ryan Potter,
Goddamn.
who voiced Hero from
He
Big Hero
sure
6.
looks like Beast Boy. Got me
Yeah,
there.
totally looks like Beast Boy. Not.
That's like as good as a fit as Ron Perlman for Hellboy.
Oh, I can't tell if you're being.
I'm being serious.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, he just said that it compares
Ron
to Ron
Perlman to
Perlman
Hellboy.
as
I don't know,
Hellboy,
but like
which
Eli,
is the perfect
yeah.
casting.
Well, Eli, like straight up, sometimes he can like right, and Ryan Potter.
Yeah, I mean, literally all they have to do is make him green.
Make it
Right. Yeah. And
Pointed ears too.
Yeah, and the thing about it is Ryan
I wouldn't
Potter
even mind if
also
they left
tried to campaign to be Robin in the DC Extended Universe. So I feel like he hit better with this. Like
Yeah.
he also voiced Hero in Big Hero 6.
There you go,
I
Gil.
never watched it.
So Judge Dredd Mega City is in the works. It's a Netflix series about Mega City and Judge Dredd.
I
I
don't really
could've
care.
never guessed.
I sort of like
Damn.
I didn't watch the movie, but I sort of looked up what Judge Dredd was and like the universe and the whole Mega City thing, and I was like, this is kind of weird. So I'll stick with the Punisher.
All right. Well,
I like Judge Dredd.
Yeah, I thought Judge Dredd was a good movie.
Not the fucking
Sylvester Stallone,
one.
but yeah, no.
I am the law.
So I wanted to do this because Wild Dog co-creator Terry Beauty is unhappy with the character's new look in Arrow, saying it literally is Wild Dog only in name. So this is the original look of Wild Dog. This is what This is what Wild Dog looked like in the comics. This is what Wild Dog looked like in his first
Casey Jones?
season of Arrow.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's what I was
And
thinking of.
this is what Wild Dog looks like now.
Oh,
Looks like a Power Ranger now.
Right.
Looks
An
like
off-brand
fucking
Power
Ant-Man.
Ranger.
So my question is, how
My
much
God.
how much is creative licensing until the character is no longer character and he's just the character by name? In your opinion, like this?
should it matter?
Yeah, I don't
I
really.
mean, like they were really.
I really don't want people to just keep copying the same fucking thing down.
I don't know.
I know, but if
I
you
don't
like,
mind the changes.
but comparatively to this, going to this, that is a heck of a change.
It's not my
is, but I
vision.
don't-
Right.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
it's his creative vision on the
Right.
character.
I'm not saying it like that. I mean, like, I understand where the creator's like, yeah, dude, that's like, now he's like just wearing battle armor. He was just like a hoodlum with a hockey mask. Now he's like literally wearing battle armor.
See, no, I don't know. Hopefully they would have found a way to build up to that, but
They did.
okay.
Well, like-
just kind of like in Daredevil, where he's basically just wearing a fucking shirt over his head and then just a hoodie for the first season till he gets his armor.
Someone just stole his shit, so he just found a bunch of metal in the
He
scrapyard.
just fucking put himself together a suit.
Oh, that
He's
again.
like,
I
"Oh,
just
this is
wanted to
badass."
know how you felt. Game of Thrones actor Kit Harington, who plays Jon Snow in HBO's fantasy drama Game of Thrones, says season 8 is the right time to conclude the series.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like it.
Is
You
season
can.
8 what just happened?
No.
It's the next season.
Okay,
Which
Probably.
goes on to me saying, after he says it's great for it to end, HBO CEO Richard Pryor shares his optimism about upcoming Game of Thrones spin-offs, calling them an embracement of riches. And I am like, no, stop, don't.
No, I'm down with the spin-offs, but
I would
It's-
actually go for some expanded lore on Game of Thrones. I
yeah,
like it.
they're
But
not
my-
looking to continue the storyline that's going on now. They're looking to spin off of that completely.
My problem with that is that it wouldn't be written by George R. Martin.
Yeah. Well, this
So it-
whole last. couple
Yeah, I know they're
seasons
kind of
isn't,
making it up, but he's told them what he's gonna do.
Yeah, true.
It's
When
just,
one door closes.
and I mean, he
one
likes
door.
what they're doing with the series, even the changes they make.
I literally was just watching the South Park episode
So-
about Black Friday and then meeting George R. Martin.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Wieners, floppy wieners, wieners, floppy, floppy
It's like
wieners.
when they're trying to find the ending of Game of Thrones, he's like, and then Sam Tarley is here, and he has a huge wiener. His wiener is so long.
I have not seen that episode.
And then like they're riding horses, and Butter's like, "Why are we riding horses? They're the most anatomically correct." And it just shows a huge horse dick.
Just skip the episode and just skip right to the end credits where they play the song to the end credits.
Stupid.
Disney XD announces the animated Big Hero 6 series premiere in November with an hour-long TV movie, Baymax Returns. I only bring this up because I actually really like some of the new Disney animation. Like, I love the new DuckTales. I think it's really well done, and it's really interesting.
I have really, like, on one, it's like, yeah, it's good, but on the other side, it's like, man, fuck Disney, everything they're about, and everything that's under them.
Really? You just hate Disney that
I
much?
fucking hate Disney.
And we have one
They're
last...
the source of all evil.
Why? They own everything that Warner Brothers doesn't.
Goddamn, yeah.
So I have one last story, and it's about Nancy Drew. They're
Nancy
making
who?
a
Never
Nancy
read
Drew.
those books.
They're making a live-action Nancy Drew series, but this is the twist.
I thought they already did that.
This
Well,
is
she's
the...
a vampire.
No.
And her name's
No.
Buffy.
It's an older Nancy Drew around her 40s and 50s, except that now she's merely an author behind the famous female detective book Nancy Drew, and she's solving mysteries
And
out of
writing.
her book. Yeah.
Oh boy.
And people carry grudges on her because she uses real people's names of her town while she writes her fan fiction ideas of the book.
So it's Murder, She Wrote?
Yes!
I've never even seen Murder, She Wrote. It just sounds like Murder, She Wrote.
Yes.
So
So,
why? Why?
So I feel like the entire conflict of this movie could be prevented if she would just replace
TV show.
names.
yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
what I meant.
So yeah, no, they're basic. Yeah, that's basically it.
No, I don't really
It's a
care.
horrible twist. Like, I'm pretty sure M. Night Shyamalan wouldn't even consider that.
What the twist?
Exactly.
It's like spot on.
Yeah.
What
So
the twist?
so that's been our news. I'm Kien.
I'm John Dean.
I'm Eli.
I'm Zach.
Dan Sully.
We
What the twist?